Chelsea finally sell Conor Gallagher and it happens at 3:52 in the morning. Can you imagine? 3:52 in the morning, Fabrizio's not sleeping, he's out here tweeting. Furthermore, this has got huge ramifications for Chelsea and the striker hunt. According to a very reliable source, Chelsea can get both Samu Omorodion and Victor Osimhen this year. I don't believe it, I think it's either or. Finally, we've got two other stories. That Fofana looks set to be leaving, Alfie Gilchrist looks set to be leaving, and finally, Chelsea look to have signed the next Brazilian wonderkid who is 15 years old. He's not for now, he is for the future, for 2.5 years' time, and he is basically a reaction for getting Rio stolen from us. He is a left winger from Guillermo, I think it's pronounced, Gabriel Mech. I'm going to explain the details around this deal, how you need to calm down. It's not as crazy as it initially sounds with £20 million because a lot of it is in add-ons. I'm going to ease your mind and you're going to calm down. But we're going to start with the big news with Conor Gallagher, go into the striker hunt, talk about the people leaving, and then talk about the kid. So first of all, hit the like button. 1,000 likes goes a massive way. Number 2, subscribe to the channel is the best way to support the cause. And number 3, in the comments below, let me know, Samu Omorodion or Victor Osimhen? Which one would you prefer? Let's get into it. This Conor Gallagher situation has dragged on far too long. We need to stop getting ourselves into this position. However, every year there's always going to be a player that is leaving. I just hope it's not as political as this one has been. What has happened? Conor Gallagher has been basically for 18 months begged to leave. Chelsea did everything in their power. 40 million Everton, 57 million Aston Villa. Nope. And then finally Conor has, late last night, said he wanted to leave. But the timeline is absolutely amazing. So according to sources and Fabrizio, Conor Gallagher has been delaying the answer. He was meant to give him an answer late last night and the deadline passed. Atletico were fuming. They didn't understand what was happening. They went and even had a backup lined up to go and get this player if Conor Gallagher refused. Conor Gallagher told them yesterday, and we found out at 3:52 a.m. in the morning. Fabrizio Romano has dropped that news. I was fast asleep. You weren't getting the video out of me. I need my beauty sleep, 8 hours minimum. However, this news has come out. What does this mean? It means Conor Gallagher will be getting 200 to 235,000 Great British pounds a week at Atletico Madrid. Chelsea will be receiving 34 million pounds from Atletico Madrid. And this is not the end. The reason Gallagher got persuaded to join, apparently Kieran Trippier couldn't stop speaking highly about Atletico Madrid according to Matt Law, and Diego Simeone has a massive pull. And I said this the other day, I tweeted it the other day, I got attacked for it. It tells me a lot about the individual if they refuse to go to Atletico Madrid, especially when the system suits him the way it does. Gallagher has an opportunity to go to a team that absolutely exemplifies the raw attributes he has and can take him to another level tactically in Atletico Madrid. Simeone is the perfect manager for him. There is literally no better fit for Conor Gallagher than Diego Simeone. He's going to have 2 pit bulls in that midfield, in Rodrigo de Paul and Conor Gallagher. They are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Yet, people said, Alex, why would you be questioning his hunger? Because the idea that he wants to stay in his comfort zone and stay in London, most probably because of family. But the money is massive. The ambition to win titles and more importantly, the ambition to go and develop is huge. And for me, people are going to perceive this in 2 ways, right? There is the camp that says this is phenomenal money and Gallagher had to go. And then there's the camp that Chelsea failed the academy and failed Cobham. What I'm going to tell you now is, this is a great deal for both parties. And we need to be honest and truthful about it. Gallagher gets to go to a place he's fully wanted. No one pays you 200k a week if you're not within the plans. He is going to be getting priority. Then, and this is the big one, Chelsea did not let Gallagher down. Chelsea did not let themselves down. Chelsea got in a kid when he was 8 years old, developed him. This kid went on to play for them for 97 games, went on to have 217 professional top flight games with the mixture of the Championship and 4 seasons in the Premier League, and now has moved to Atletico Madrid and is making 200k. If I am a parent and I have a footballer as a son or a daughter, Trust me, I am sending them to Chelsea if that's an option. The reason I'm doing that, because there's a proven track record that you might not make it at Chelsea, but trust me, your kid's going to be playing professional football for a consistent period of time in their career. And this isn't like one of those academies where you won't hear of her after they're 16. These players move on and have a long, illustrious career at some level of the footballing game. This is brilliant for Chelsea. This is brilliant for Conor Gallagher. 40 million euros for a player that I don't think is worth that. I don't know how they pulled it off. That's just my personal opinion. But the ramifications of this, massive. We know Chelsea want a striker. This is not a secret. You know it, I know it, your nan knows it, your dad knows it, your granddad knows it, everyone knows it. This is not a secret. We've been chasing one all summer. Whether it's Victor Osimhen or Samu Omorodion, we don't know who's going to end up on at the end. However, straight as soon as this deal was done, Matt Law's come out with an article that says Chelsea can get both. And this is not true. I refuse to believe that this is even an option. He's like, because Jackson could be at the left winger, and this just smells of a speculative reporting. So like, oh, Chelsea want both. They could potentially get Lukaku off the books. They're going to get Victor Osimhen on a loan with an option to buy. They really rate Samu Omorodion really highly. The potential's there. They're going to get both. I don't see this happening. And I'm going to explain to you what I think is going to happen. And this is coming from Fabrizio, and this smells a little bit right. Chelsea have offered 35 million, or are preparing to offer 35 million to Atletico Madrid to get Samu Omorodion. He's at the Olympics. He's not currently starting. And he is a 19-year-old Spanish under 21 international. I think he's got eligibility to play for Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. But he plays for Spain. Like, he played under 19 and he played for under 21s. He's going to be representing Spain unless something changes in the near future. This is where it gets very interesting, right? This kid, in my opinion, is not worth 35 million. I don't think he's better than Nicholas Jackson. I've watched numerous compilations. I've heard numerous people talk about him. Everything I hear about him is potential, 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 potential. On paper, this kid is absolutely brilliant, like in terms of profile. If any of you have ever played any of those like WWE games back in the day, you know, and you know JBL used to say, oh, if you're gonna build a pro wrestler from stereotype pro wrestler, Randy Orton is the scenario. For me, Omorodion is the striker, right? He is tall, he's strong, his movement is unreal, his pace is unbelievable, his heading ability is on point. Can't finish though. He genuinely cannot finish, and for that type of money, he's going to have to come in and play regularly. And what really frustrates me is, I can see our board doing this move. 35 million euros, 30 million pounds for Samu Omorodion is huge money. And what I'm going to ask you is, if he comes in and he's ready, right? This isn't a Cole Palmer situation when we haven't seen him. Atletico have seen him for a year and they're still willing to go get Alvarez. And apparently this is why they're trying to get rid of him if the option's there. They want to see if they can move funds around to go get Julian Alvarez, who's tired of Manchester and tired of England because he wants sunny weather. I don't blame you, geezer. I really don't. However, Chelsea want to capitalize. They're currently talking with Atletico. It's going to be in Atletico's corner. This is coming from Fabrizio. And for me, I hope this breaks down. I really do. I don't want it. Because personally, I'm happy with the strikers we have. And I said, if we're going to go get Victor Osimhen, okay, cool. I want it to be alone and I want us to be in control, whether we get him or not. If he slaps, keep him. If he doesn't, so be it. You pay 35 million euros. And then you have Nicholas Jackson, 23. Samu Omorodion, 19. Gil, 18. What the hell are you doing? Which one of them's playing? Like, which one of them is playing? I don't understand. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't think he's worth that money. Has anybody watched him consistently at Getafe last year to know whether he's actually good enough or not? Because I'm be honest, the first time I heard of him was 2 months ago. Ever since I've been watching him, he just doesn't convince me with what we need. Personally, I would actually wait. Don't spend the money. This squad is more than good enough to make top 4. Next year, have more money to go into the Champions League and have that kind of pool to go and acquire the world's best talent. My personal opinion. This week is going to be massive for exits. There's going to be a ton of players leaving Chelsea Football Club, and it's because the season starts not this weekend, it's next weekend, and people need to start finding clubs that they're going to play at. Well, it looks like Alfie Gilchrist is on his way to Sheffield United on a loan, and this player, in my opinion, is the one that has suffered the most the departure of Mauricio Pochettino. He wasn't just in the plans, he was a big part of the plans for Mauricio Pochettino. He would have been on tour in America. He would have been playing. He would have been a key integral rotational piece next year. Or he would have went on loan, but Pochettino wouldn't have left him out. He trusts him. However, Josh Achaponga's got the spot instead of him, and it looks like this kid's going out on loan, and we're going to see how good he is when he goes out on loan and plays consistent football. Personally, I need him to slap it so we can come back and pure profit him. Because I don't think technically he's going to be ever good enough to play under Enzo Maresca's system, but I could be wrong. The next player that looks set to be leaving, and this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and it's Datro Fofana. Datro Fofana apparently has got his eyes set on Leicester, Villarreal are interested, and other clubs around Europe are keen to look at the player. The possible departure will be a loan at this moment in time with an option to buy or an obligation for next year. This is one of those deals where people that don't like this new model are going to win and say, I told you so. We spent £8 million on Datro Fofana. Since then, he's come in, he's gone on loan, he's got us a little loan fee, came back, went on loan again, slapped it at Burnley. I think he had a very good tenure there. Came back and didn't even go on tour. People are going to say, what was the point of signing? Like, you haven't given him a chance. He's basically not good enough. We could have told you he's not good enough. That 9 million, those wages could have been used to pay for Nico Williams' wages. And Nico Williams would have been good enough to play for Chelsea. However, what I'm going to say is, whilst I agree with that narrative, whilst I believe that narrative works, the big problem with that narrative for me will always be that whilst we miss out on Fofana, I think he'll leave for around about 12, 13 million. So you'll make a profit on it. But if you don't go and take those chances, you don't find an Andre Santos, you don't go find a Gusto, you don't go find a Petrovic who will leave for more money, you don't go find players that are young gems that are going to be flipped. We've always done this throughout our history. We've always bought cheap, sold on. Bought cheap, sold on. The only difference was our first team was winning and no one cared. We're not winning at the moment. If you're mad at someone, be mad at the team for not performing on the pitch. Because once they start performing, you will not care. I promise you that now. This final piece of news will not go down well today. However, it's one that I am very excited about. All right, and the reason I'm excited about is because Chelsea are finally tapping into the Brazilian market like I've always wanted them to be. However, the timing is awful. The way that the news is coming out today, it's absolutely awful. So reports in Brazil are suggesting Chelsea have had a 24 million euro bid accepted for Gabriel Mack. He's a 15-year-old left winger, both-footed, very good on the ball. However, has never played a professional game. He's 15. So what has happened is Fabrizio saying the deal's not done. However, there's been tremendous work done and it's going in a positive direction. It's advancing correctly, but yet at this moment in time, it's not done. And this is where it gets very interesting. And this is where the minor details are going to be imperative, right? This deal will be in action in 2 years' time, 2.5 years' time. So you're investing 24 million euros into a prospect that is only going to be here in 2.5 years' time when our first team needs a winger. So fans are going to be upset. What I'm going to say is, this is a reaction to Rio. Rio is that 15-year-old kid at Chelsea who ended up going to Liverpool, and now Chelsea wanted to go get another big prospect, almost to say, no, you know what, this is a response. Furthermore, Chelsea are paying 7 million apparently for this kid. The rest are all in add-ons. This is very, very important because add-ons are a perfect way of marking it. If he performs and becomes who he is, 24 million is nothing. If he bums and then it just doesn't work out for him, 7 million, like it's nothing. Look at Kendry Pies. When we spent 15 million on him, he was 15. No one cared. Look at Estavio. No one cares about the fee anymore. No one cares about the 30 or 45 million, whatever we paid. Everyone's just excited about them coming. So the reality is, we just need to take a step back, ignore these moves. Honestly, this is the thing. I actually think we should start ignoring these moves. But I need to report it because you don't want to know. Like, you genuinely do care. If you didn't care, I wouldn't be reporting it. We are spending this money. It's going to happen. It is what it is. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts, peeps. But it is what it is. Have a nice day. Hit the like button. See you around.